What's up, everyone? Noah Walker here with my video series Accumulated Knowledge for Team Cardhoarder, and here we are in another match of this Legacy League with Grixis Delver. We're on the play this time. This hand's great. It's pretty bad against like Wasteland and like a Wasteland Bolt deck, I guess, but even if they have both of those cards, actually, since we're on the play, we'll still be fine. I'm just going to lead off with the Deathrite Shaman, then turn to, hopefully, Young Pyromancer and Probe. It sucks that this hand doesn't have any sort of counter magic, but it's fine. Top. Okay, top's definitely good. Move that for a red. Black. Young Pyromancer. Yeah, getting Force of Will. That's fine. I kind of want to play another Deathrite Shaman, but I kind of think it's bad if they have like a Terminus. So I'm just gonna sit back. Counterbalance. Okay, yeah, that card I have to brainstorm in response. Okay, so it kind of sucks that we have to force will this, but I think we have to, so. Would have been much better to like be able to daze that than play Young Pyromancer and have the Deathrite Shaman up, but. Oh well. I'm just gonna get a C, and I think I am gonna play just Deathrite. Play the Young Pyromancer. We don't have any real way to get value out of it though, and I would much rather have them plow a Deathrite Shaman before they play a Young Pyromancer with 0 value. So, and in addition to all of that, Young Pyromancer is better if they resolve the counterbalance. Yeah, like here, where we have to just be sad and let them resolve it. But luckily, if they just don't really have anything great, then we're in a totally fine spot. So here I'm really leaning towards not playing the Young Pyromancer, but then again, if we don't play the Young Pyromancer this turn, then it's really likely that they'll be able to counter it with the counterbalance. So I think that I actually am going to play the Young Pyromancer, even though it sucks against Terminus. I'm kind of at this point almost just resigning to the fact that Terminus is great against me. And I'm just going to attack for 1. Because I feel like the easiest way for me to lose this game is to just be chipping in for like, you know, a couple damage each turn and not getting anywhere. And then boom comes Miracle Terminus, and then we're not doing anything anymore. So. Brainstorm, okay. I'm surprised they played the Plains first. Like that either means that they have nothing or they have a Terminus. Ooh, TNN's actually a fantastic draw. Just gonna keep popping in some damage while I can. So they're spinning top with only one card they don't know about because they just brainstormed last turn. Spin stop again. Still probably only one or two cards they don't know about. Okay, firing off another brainstorm. Really doing a bunch of nothing here. I'm going to respond to that by eating this brainstorm. Seems like they're having trouble finding white cards. But yeah, this turn I'm just going to swing in with the Young Pyromancer and have double Deathray Shaman up. Spinning the top, okay. Spinning the top again. Yeah, it just seems like my opponent's draw was really poor this game. Not really all too much else to say about it. End step. Eat this brainstorm. Eat this force of will. Play this brainstorm. Gets countered with the top. Yeah, untap. Then even if they have Terminus, we have the Deathray Shamans to finish them off. So yeah, that game was not very typical of what happens against Miracles. They had to pretty aggressively force a Young Pyromancer early. We stuck another one. They never found a single removal spell for any of our creatures, so they died. Let's move on to the sideboard. I actually love sideboarding in this matchup. So I've found Daze to be pretty weak, but also that Force of Will isn't nearly as good as people think it is in this matchup. It's definitely okay, but it's just not great. But I shave the Dismember, I shave a couple Lightning Bolts, and I shave. Since we're on the draw, I'm going to take out 3 Dazes. I could see cutting another one, and maybe one Force of Will, but Force of Will's not bad, but I don't love it. But in comes the EE, the Orb, the Needle, the Vortex, and the Click. And the Pyroblast, of course. I think that just 2 therapies is fine. I see some people boarding the third. I don't love it. Therapy's definitely not bad in this matchup, though. But yeah, definitely these 6, and I think I'm going to shave one of the Force of Wills. The thing about Force of Will is it can be really powerful, but also you don't want to have to spend 2 cards for one of their cards all that often. There are some cards that you need to do it on, but if you can afford not to, then it's pretty good not to. Which is why I still kind of like Daze. And also Daze just has really good synergy with Winter Orb. I keep in all the 3-cost threats because it's just important to overload Miracles with threats, and the 3-cost ones get over the counterbalance lock pretty easily. So we bring in a lot of just 3-mana cards that when we play them, high impact. Same with the Gurmags. This looks good to me. Keep in a couple bolts just in case they have Mentors. That's the same reason that we bring in the Engineered Explosives. This hand's great. Oh, I should have shaved a Wasteland instead of one of the Force of Wills. I think Wasteland's like solid, but it's not great in this matchup. So since they had turn 1 top, I'm going to leave up the Spell Pierce this turn. Just because I'm a little scared. I'm just going to draw here. Ooh, Winter Orbit's great. I kind of want to brainstorm in hopes to find more lands, because lands are really important right now. And I'm going to get Volcanic Island. If we don't hit a land, then this brainstorm feels really bad. But if we do, then it's totally fine. Ooh, and we did. We hit an Underground Sea. So I'm going to put back Vortex and Wasteland, and then I'm going to probe to find out whether or not it's safe to cast the Delver of Secrets. Wear Tear, Plow, Snapcaster, Ponder, Tundra. Okay. Solid hand. Definitely solid hand. Plow. Wear. Snap. Ponder. Tundra. I'm still just going to play Delver. So now they have to decide whether or not, something on top is powerful enough to keep, or if they just want to Plow right now. It seems like they found something that they want. Okay, they're just going to Plow, which makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm just going to play Wasteland and click. So, we can definitely play click, or we can wait for them to draw, click them, have Force of Will for whatever spell they play, then play Winter Orb, and then have Spell Pierce. And then so basically we have Force whatever spell they just played, Spell Pierce whatever spell they're going to play, Winter Orb so they don't untap their lands, and then a Wasteland if they untap the Tundra. So I think I actually like that play slightly better than tapping out on my turn. I think I'm going to set a stop for their draw step though, because I want to make sure that we have a lot of information when we cast a click. And I suppose another reason not to cast click right here, even though it seems kind of bad to not cast click right here, is that we can set up a way for them to use their mana on their turn, as opposed to being able to use it on my turn. Even though it's not very likely that they have another Plow right there that they're going to use. So. This is definitely going to be an awkward snap to force, because you want to save Force for more important cards, certainly, but okay. They let the click resolve. So they have Wear, Tear, Ponder, a bunch of lands. I'm going to take a Snapcaster. I definitely could have seen taking the Wear Tear there. They play a second top. Okay. That's a great draw. Both of the cards in their hand don't really interact well with these threats. They interact really well with the Vortex and the Orb. They interact super well with, but Not the Delver in the click. Spins one of the tops, that makes sense. Now here, if they crack the Strand, then I think I'm actually going to waste the Tundra. Okay, they didn't, so there's no reason for me to. Oh, they Miracle Determinus. Okay. I'm gonna force that, and I think I'm gonna pitch the Brainstorm here. Draw a card with top. Force of Will pitching Ponder, probably. Flusterstorm. Three copies of Flusterstorm on my Force of Will. Okay, got him. Ooh, another Delver of Secrets. Perfect draw. So there's definitely an argument to playing the Winter Orb to make them use the Wear Tear so that we can get the Vortex. But basically, whenever we play the Winter Orb, they're going to have to use the Wear Tear on it. So not something I'm worried as much about. But the Tundra is definitely something that we want to wasteland if we get the chance to. Dragging the fetch there is fine. Ooh, Reb. Okay. Ponder. That's fine. So the last card in their hand is Wear Tear. Did they keep with the Ponder? Yeah, they chose to shuffle. Yep. EOT top, that makes sense. I suppose that Wasteland was actually almost probably a waste. Just because we want to be able to play Winter or with one up for the Spell Pierce. Okay, yeah, they have Counterspell in their hand too. It's definitely time. Okay, that was a really good draw. Because now we can make the Counterspell in their hand much worse too. And they can't even really afford to crack. They can't use top really too many more times this game. I'm just gonna keep this strand in hand. Okay, they did decide to use the Wear, so I'm just gonna Spell Pierce it. And Force of Will is our last card. Okay. That's pretty strong. Use the top. definitely makes sense to use it then. And counterbalance. That's not good. I guess really now I just have to hope that they don't have a 3 on top. There's still plenty of good threats that cost a decent amount of mana left in the deck to hit. So, not all that worried. It's quite possible they just have like, like brainstorms and lands and Terminus on top, so. Also possible that they have a mentor on top. Yeah, this game is looking grim, so I'm just going to concede to save time. Because basically next turn they just play mentor, then they have top up still. It just gets pretty sticky. I think my opponent got a little bit lucky. Of course you need luck to win, but like we knew one card in their hand was a counter spell exactly when they cast Aware. We set up a turn so that we could spell pierce it. Then they had Forcible as your last card. Then they spun top on upkeep and hit it counterbalance too. So definitely a lot went their way, but hopefully game 3 is a better game. So yeah, I think I still like shaving one of the wastes. I think I'll move back in one of the dazes. I think on the play daze is much better than it is on the draw. I could see keeping up for the 4th force too, but I don't really know what I'd want to cut. So I think I might just keep it like this. Force is good, but it's also spending a lot of cards. I think I'm gonna try this. There's definitely an argument for more bolts now that we know for sure that they have Monster Mentor, but it's kind of fine not to also. This hand is really good. We have turn 1 Delver, turn 2 Young Pyromancer, and a Daze, so, and a Forcible actually. This hand is great. And they're on the mulligan. That can't be good for them. Alright, so yeah, I'm just going to lead off with Delver. Ooh, no top for once? That's lucky. Alright, Delver. No flip on the click, which is fine. Just going to swing in for 1 and play Young Pyromancer. Normally I would save, like, generally the way I play this matchup is just 1 threat at a time to play around Terminus, but since we have 2 counter spells, I'm totally fine just jamming. Top. So since they're so low on resources, I'm just gonna Forcible the top. I think we don't really need the click. Like what we have in play is already more than enough to win the game, so long as our opponent doesn't, start getting ahead in any sort of way. So I think I'm just pretty fine with forcing that. Delta, no flip, that's fine. Gonna ponder. Force, Wasteland, Ponder. That's very good. You can put the Wasteland last, then the Ponder, then the Force. No shuffles. Play the Delta and bash in for 4. Definitely not looking great for opponent here. Another top is fine. I feel like now that they kind of have some semblance of lands, it's okay for me to let the top resolve, and then I'll just Forcible Terminus. Alright, Delver. Flipping with the Ponder. Gonna crack this fetch since we know that we have a bad card on top. And I kind of just want to see one card deeper with the Ponder. We definitely could, like, there's an argument to not play Ponder so that we have Force of Will and Days Up, but I think it's fine to just Ponder here. Ooh, and that's a bunch more threats. I'm gonna keep the Delver first, then the Bolt, then the Gurmag. So Gurmag, Bolt, Delver, no shuffles. And then in for 7. Ooh, end of turn they spun with the planes. That doesn't make any sense. I guess if they have a Terminus on top, then they're going to wait till their draw step anyways, because I can't really afford to get the Terminus dazed. Spin top, okay. Brainstorm. Alright, Brainstorm's fine. So I almost like dazing or forcing the Brainstorm there, but it just feels so, not worth it. Like they still have to get to a point where they have, like, they don't even have to. Ooh, no, they're gonna have to spin top now anyways. So like they'll spin if they have a Terminus on top, hit the Terminus, play it. Oh, just plow here. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna daze that. Huh, yeah, I'll just force. So now, even if they have a Force of Will, we're totally fine here, because we're getting two extra Pyromancer tokens. They've used their mana. Getting 2 PZ tokens. The daze resolves on the plow. All our creatures stay. Yeah, and we have well over lethal. So yeah, our strategy ended up working out really well. Our opponent didn't get too much traction. I think maybe countering the first top wasn't insane, but them ever finding a Terminus would have been really bad for us. So I really wanted to make sure that I had the Force of Wills, or that they had the least amount of resources possible. Yeah, I had a bunch of counter spells. And it was a duff. It seemed like our opponent's draw just really never came together. Like they had a couple powerful spells, but no Snapcaster for the plow to get some trades going or anything too great. So yeah, we just ran this Grixis Delver deck through a league. Didn't quite get to finish all the matches. Running a little short on time right now. Apologize for that. Make up for it though. Hit y'all with some more dope matches sometime soon. But yeah, I really like this list. We ended up going 2-1 in the 3 matches we played. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty standard, everything in here. The main deck TNN, it didn't show up ever really in those games, but I think it's really powerful. Same with the Dismember. I think we cast Dismember once. But really the flex slots are what I think makes the deck. Like, people can play the same, 56 cards, but your last 4 cards are really going to matter, and they're really going to shape a lot of your matchups, especially with a deck like this where you have Ponders and Brainstorms to find cards so much. Like, the last 4 cards in your deck are super valuable and super important. So, yeah, Gurmag's insane. True Name's also really good. I definitely don't fault people for playing, like, the Goyf versions or the Decay versions, but they just feel so much less consistent to me than simply these 3 colors. And even with these colors, sometimes, you know, you find yourself with the Volcanic Island, Deathrite Shaman Dilemma from time to time. Doesn't come up too often for me, but definitely, you know, hear people complaining about stuff like that. Still, though, I mean, yeah, I've been playing this deck for a good while now, and I think that it's still definitely very reasonably well positioned in the metagame. I just think the most important part about playing this deck is knowing it really well and knowing the format really well, and you'll do better if you do both those things. So yeah, the sideboard also, only really new sweet cards are the Fire Covenant and the Sulfuric Vortex, but they've been really good. Especially the Fire Covenant, I've been loving it. Actually, I wouldn't even say especially the Covenant, maybe even especially the Vortex, because the Vortex has just done so much. Like, as far as a card goes against Miracles and Lands, which are 2 of the closer to worse matchups, that is one single card that can just kill them. Vortex is the best one by far. They both have a bunch of various ways to answer all of your creatures, some way or another, but it's much harder for them to answer something like Vortex, and that card is busted against them. So, yeah, thanks again, everyone, for checking out these videos. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys next week for some more sweet Legacy action.